The Mansion of Secrets, exploring the mystery in the heart of the forest. The Mansion of Secrets, hidden deep in the heart of a lush and dense forest, was a majestic testament to the past. Its massive, time-worn stone structure stood like an abandoned tower of tranquility. Natural elements had reclaimed parts of the mansion, enveloping it with vines and moss, making it even more mysterious. The mansion's facade was imposing, with tall windows and decorative arches. The original color of the stone had faded, and the mansion appeared gray and somber. The slate roof was partially collapsed, revealing the aged wooden skeleton beneath. The once magnificent front porch was covered in overgrown vegetation, nearly concealed by ivy. The garden surrounding the mansion, now wild and untouched, had once been meticulously maintained. Rosebushes and other ornamental plants had grown haphazardly, turning the garden into a jungle of faded beauty. The Mansion of Secrets was constructed in the late 19th century during a time of great prosperity for the region. It was built by a wealthy and influential family, the Whitmores, who were known for their wealth and political clout. The mansion was conceived as a display of power and opulence. The Whitmore family consisted of the patriarch, Charles Whitmore, his wife Victoria, and their youngest daughter, Eliza. Charles was a business magnate and a respected politician. However, his wealth and influence also attracted enemies and envy. At the height of the Whitmores' prosperity, a series of tragic events rocked the family and cast a shadow over the mansion. Charles Whitmore was accused of corruption in his political career and faced a tumultuous trial. He was unjustly convicted and sent to prison. Victoria Whitmore, unable to bear the scandal and her husband's suffering, succumbed to depression and died under mysterious circumstances. Eliza, the youngest daughter, was devastated by her father's imprisonment and the loss of her mother. She was left alone in the mansion, where she led a solitary and somber life. Rumors about the injustice hanging over the Whitmores and the sadness that dominated the mansion quickly spread throughout the region. Local residents believed the house was cursed and haunted by the tormented spirits of the family. Eliza's life in the mansion deteriorated rapidly. Isolated and tormented by the cruel stories circulating in the town, she was found dead under mysterious circumstances. Some claimed she had taken her own life due to grief and pressure, while others suggested that something darker was at play. Eliza's death only fueled the ghost stories surrounding the Mansion of Secrets. It was said that her spirit lingered in the house, wandering the hallways in search of justice and peace. The legacy of betrayal, injustice, and mystery shrouded the property, and the house became avoided by everyone in the region. The Mansion of Secrets became a symbol of the Whitmore family's tragic past and the dark tales that surrounded it. Legends about the house, its ghosts, and its secrets endured over the years, making it a feared and avoided place. The mansion's story serves as a reminder of past injustices, shattered lives, and local traditions of mystery and superstition. People believe the house still holds the undisclosed secrets of the Whitmore family, waiting for someone to unravel them and finally bring peace to those unjustly tormented by fate. Before embarking on their expedition, a group of 3 adventurers gathered to plan their journey. The group consisted of Sarah, an enthusiast of the occult and the paranormal, Mike, a filmmaker and photographer, and Emma, an audio recording specialist and a history and archaeology enthusiast. Each member had specific skills and equipment that would be essential for the exploration. Preparation began with extensive research on the history of the Mansion of Secrets. The group studied historical records, eyewitness accounts, and local legends related to the mansion. They gathered information about the former owners, the Whitmores, and the tragic events surrounding them. All relevant details, such as supposed ghost sightings and paranormal activities, were documented. Each member of the group carefully selected the equipment and supplies necessary for the expedition. This included flashlight. Sarah brought a powerful flashlight with extra batteries since nighttime exploration was planned. Recording equipment. Mike prepared his high-definition camera, a night vision camera, tripods, and a GoPro to capture every angle of the mansion. Audio equipment. Emma packed high-quality audio recorders, sensitive microphones, and headphones to capture any paranormal activity. Ghost detection equipment. The group brought EMF, electromagnetic field, detectors, infrared thermometers, and communication devices to try to record any supernatural activity. First aid kit, for any emergencies. Food and water, sufficient supplies for an extended stay in the mansion, in case the exploration extended. The group established a communication and safety plan. They shared their phone numbers with an emergency contact and set schedules to check on the group's status and safety. A walkie-talkie was used for direct communication during the exploration, as the cell signal was inconsistent in the remote area of the mansion. Given the eerie environment and the spooky stories about the mansion, the group discussed strategies for dealing with stressful or frightening situations. They emphasized the importance of staying calm, not panicking, and avoiding unnecessary risks. After weeks of planning, research, and meticulous preparation, the group was ready to embark on the exploration of the Mansion of Secrets. With all the equipment and information in hand, they would face the adventure with determination and courage, ready to unravel the mysteries the mansion held. The group of explorers, consisting of Sarah, Mike, and Emma, arrived at the Mansion of Secrets at dusk. The forest surrounding the mansion was shrouded in oppressive silence, interrupted only by the sound of the light rain beginning to fall. The mansion rose imposingly before them, covered in vines and moss, like a relic of the past. As they entered the mansion, a sense of oppression and decay prevailed. The main entrance led to a majestic hall with a dusty chandelier hanging from the high ceiling. Old portraits of the former owners adorned the walls, with somber gazes that seemed to follow the visitors. The rooms were a mix of grandeur and abandonment. The living room, once the scene of lavish parties, was filled with furniture draped in faded sheets, like ghosts of a forgotten past. The silk wallpaper was peeling, revealing the bare brick walls underneath. The dining room contained a long oak table with worn velvet chairs. Silverware and dishes were stacked on the table as if the guests had just left, despite decades having passed since the last meal was served. The staircase leading to the second floor was majestic, but the boards creaked ominously under the explorers' feet. The once luxurious and cozy bedrooms were now dark and dusty, with torn curtains and disheveled beds. The mansion was a place where the past seemed unwilling to yield to the present, and the secrets hidden within its walls eagerly awaited someone to unravel them. Daylight was fading quickly, and Sarah lit her flashlight, illuminating the path ahead. The team explored the dusty and cobweb-filled grand entrance hall. The explorers passed through the living room, where furniture covered in faded sheets was haphazardly arranged. The living room seemed like a place where sumptuous parties had been held long ago, but it was now empty and silent. The kitchen contained a marble sink covered in grime and rusty kitchen utensils, as if time had frozen there. As the group explored, they began to hear unsettling sounds. Incomprehensible whispers echoed through the corridors, and occasionally, a sound resembling quiet footsteps made everyone stop and listen. The team felt constantly watched, even though they were alone in the mansion. In one of the rooms, the group found a locked drawer in a dresser. Sarah insisted on opening it, and inside, they discovered yellowed letters and a diary that belonged to Eliza Whitmore. The letters and diary revealed stories of betrayal, injustice, and despair that had afflicted the Whitmore family. The discovery triggered a series of emotions and questions. As they continued to explore, the explorers reported glimpses of fleeting shadows moving in the room's corners. At one point, Mike captured a white blur on his camera, almost resembling a human figure. They also heard piano music echoing from some distant part of the mansion, even though there was no visible piano. As night fell, the explorers decided to challenge themselves to spend the night in the mansion to capture any paranormal activity that might occur. They established a central operations area with their equipment and set up cameras to record nighttime activity. The night in the Mansion of Secrets was filled with strange and supernatural events. Eerie sounds, like deep sighs and whispers, echoed through the corridors. Lamps flickered and swayed, despite the absence of wind. The explorers documented every incident, switching between video cameras and audio recording equipment. The mansion's ominous atmosphere was at its peak, and the group was determined to unravel the mystery surrounding it. As the night progressed, they faced a mix of fear and fascination while continuing to explore and document each occurrence. At the end of the night's exploration, the group was exhausted and emotionally shaken. The supernatural events they witnessed and recorded only deepened the mystery of the Mansion of Secrets. They retreated to a safe location to discuss their findings and recap their experience. With the atmosphere still tense, the group was ready to present the evidence and share their theories about what could be happening in the mansion. The conclusion of the exploration marked the beginning of a meticulous analysis of their discoveries and the quest for answers that awaited the explorers. While exploring the mansion, the explorers began to notice subtle hints of supernatural presences. Quick movements out of the corner of their eyes, shadows that seemed to move rapidly, and the constant feeling of being watched were the first signs. However, nothing concrete could be seen until they ventured deeper into their exploration. As they explored the dark rooms, the shadows came to life. On several occasions, they observed elusive figures that moved swiftly, only to disappear around a corner. These shadows were elusive, with indistinct shapes that left the explorers disturbed. One of the most striking moments occurred when, during the nighttime exploration, Emma spotted a female figure dressed in white. The figure appeared to float down the hallway toward her, emanating an aura of sadness and loneliness. When Mike aimed his camera in her direction, the figure faded away, leaving only the vague outline of a bright white figure. In the living room, as the explorers examined the furniture covered in dusty sheets, Sarah noticed an indistinct figure seated in one of the armchairs. It was a woman in an old-fashioned dress, with her face obscured by shadows, but her eyes seemed to watch them with deep sadness. Before anyone could react, the figure vanished, and the chair was empty. During the nighttime exploration, the sound of piano music began to echo from a distant room. The mansion's piano was covered with a dusty cloth, and there was no one visible playing it. The melody was slow and melancholic, evoking a sense of profound sadness. As the group approached the room, the sound gradually faded until the piano fell silent. While recording their findings with cameras and audio recording equipment, the explorers noticed unexplained interference. Screens flickered, audio recordings captured unintelligible whispers, and EMF detectors registered irregular readings. These interferences seemed to be a direct response to the explorers' presence in the mansion. In summary, the ghostly apparitions in the Mansion of Secrets were subtle and, at the same time, unsettling. They evoked a sense of sadness, loneliness, and a presence that watched the explorers as they moved through the house. The elusive shadows and visions of figures dressed in white added a layer of mystery and fear to the exploration, keeping the explorers alert and fascinated by each appearance. These supernatural events became the heart of the explorers' quest for answers in the haunted mansion. As they explored the dusty rooms of the mansion, Sarah, Mike, and Emma came to a room that appeared to be one of the best preserved. They noticed an antique wooden dresser in one corner of the room. The room was illuminated by the faint light from Sarah's lantern, creating a dark and mysterious atmosphere. The dresser, although covered in a layer of dust, was remarkably beautiful. Sarah, with her lantern in hand, examined the dresser and noticed that one of the drawers was locked with an old and rusty lock. It was an oddly distinctive-looking drawer, standing out in the dresser. Intrigued by the presence of a locked drawer in a room that otherwise appeared untouched, the group decided to try to open it. Sarah, with her curiosity about the occult, was particularly determined to discover what the drawer contained. She took a hairpin and skillfully managed to unlock the drawer. Upon opening the drawer, it revealed a treasure trove of old documents. Yellowed letters from the passage of time, dusty diaries, and worn photographs filled the drawer. The documents seemed to have been forgotten for decades but now revealed themselves as a window into the mysterious past of the mansion. Among the documents were love letters written by Eliza Whitmore, the daughter of the former owners, addressed to a forbidden love she had kept a secret. Eliza's diaries detailed her lonely life in the mansion after her father's unjust imprisonment and her mother's mysterious death. As the group perused the documents, they uncovered the truth behind the dark stories surrounding the Whitmore family. The letters and diaries revealed betrayals, political conspiracies, Charles Whitmore's fight against injustice, and the emotional devastation that had befallen Eliza. The discovery of the documents had a profound impact on the explorers. They began to understand the sadness and betrayal that had permeated the lives of the mansion's former inhabitants. The sense that the mansion was imbued with these tragic stories became even more palpable. The explorers felt that they had established a connection with the history of the Mansion of Secrets through these documents. The words written by Eliza and the accounts of her solitary life left them determined to seek justice and unravel the mystery that hung over the house. The discovery of the documents marked a turning point in the exploration, shedding light on the mansion's past and providing valuable clues for the investigators. They now had a glimpse of the truth behind the legends and secrets that haunted the Mansion of Secrets. After a day of exploration and the discovery of the documents, the group was determined to spend the night in the mansion to capture any paranormal activity that might occur. They established a central operations area in one of the well-lit rooms, where they organized their equipment and set up cameras to record nighttime activity. The mansion was shrouded in complete darkness as night fell. The light rain continued to fall outside, adding to the sense of isolation and unease in the atmosphere. The group was nervous but determined to face the night in that haunted place. As darkness enveloped the mansion, the explorers began to notice a change in the atmosphere. Eerie sounds, like deep sighs and whispers, echoed through the hallways. The dim light from their lanterns cast sinister shadows, and the shadows seemed to move and dance on the walls, adding to the feeling that the house was teeming with supernatural presences. Audio recording equipment captured strange noises and unintelligible whispers. EMF detectors, electromagnetic field, recorded irregular readings and unexplained spikes, suggesting paranormal activity. Mike tried to stay calm as he adjusted the cameras and recorded the supernatural events happening around him. The group continued to explore the mansion, entering dark and abandoned rooms. As they advanced, they had the sensation of being followed and watched, with fleeting shadows and indistinct figures appearing at the edges of their vision. Unexplained noises permeated the house. The sounds of shuffling footsteps, soft knocks, and distant laughter were disturbing and mysterious. The group tried to communicate with any entities that might be present, seeking answers and trying to understand what had happened in the mansion. The sound of the piano echoed in the mansion again, but this time closer. The group followed the sound to the music room, where they found the piano covered in dust, but the keys were moving as if played by invisible hands. The melody was melancholic, filling the air with sadness. The nighttime adventure was taking an emotional toll on the explorers. Fear, anxiety, and excitement mixed as they faced supernatural events and tried to comprehend what was happening. The feeling that the mansion was alive with paranormal energy was overwhelming. As the night progressed, the explorers were exhausted and emotionally shaken. They felt they had witnessed and recorded significant paranormal activity in the Mansion of Secrets. The nighttime adventure had reinforced the aura of mystery and fear that hung over the mansion, leaving them with questions and a desire to uncover the secrets of that haunted place. The nighttime adventure in the Mansion of Secrets marked one of the most intense and memorable moments of their exploration, with supernatural events that defied logic and reason, as the explorers faced the unknown in the darkness of the night. After the intense nighttime adventure in the mansion, the explorers decided to return to the central operations room, where they had set up their equipment, and where the atmosphere was less sinister. They were eager to review the evidence and share their observations and findings. The group began to review the video and audio recordings, as well as the readings from the EMF detectors and other data collected during the exploration. They noticed moments when the devices recorded paranormal activity, such as EMF spikes and unexplained sounds in the audio recordings. While watching the videos, they once again observed the ghostly apparitions recorded during the exploration. The fleeting shadows, the figure in white, and other supernatural events were reviewed repeatedly, leaving the group both in awe and unsettled. The explorers shared the letters, diaries, and photographs found in the locked drawer. The words written by Eliza Whitmore, revealing betrayals, family secrets, and the anguish she faced, were particularly impactful. The documents provided valuable clues about the mansion's past and the suffering that haunted the Whitmore family. The group began to establish connections between the apparitions and the documented stories. The shadows seemed to be associated with Eliza's lonely spirit, while the figure in white was possibly the representation of the forbidden love that tormented her. The piano music could have been an expression of the melancholy and sadness that pervaded the mansion. As the analysis of the evidence progressed, the explorers felt more determined to unravel the mysteries of the Mansion of Secrets. They were convinced that the history of the Whitmore family and the tragic events of the past held the key to understanding the paranormal activity in the mansion. With the evidence in hand and a deeper understanding of the supernatural events, the explorers devised a plan for the next stage of their investigation. They decided to return to the mansion during the day to gather more information, explore previously inaccessible areas, and search for additional historical records that could reveal the truth. The revelation in the mansion not only deepened the mystery but also instilled a sense of respect and reverence for the history and spirits that inhabited it. The explorers recognized the complexity of the events and emotions that permeated the Mansion of Secrets and were determined to continue their quest for the truth. The revelation marked a crucial point in the explorers' journey, strengthening their resolve to uncover the secrets of the mansion and shed light on the dark history that enveloped it. Conclusion of the investigation at the Mansion of Secrets and developed theories. The explorers returned to the Mansion of Secrets during the day, determined to gather more information and explore previously inaccessible areas. They scoured the rooms and the property for additional clues, scrutinizing every detail in search of anything that could illuminate the mysteries of the house. In addition to their physical exploration, the group conducted searches in local historical records, libraries, and archives to gather information about the Whitmore family, historical events in the region, and any connections to the mansion. They uncovered more details about Charles Whitmore's unjust imprisonment and the corruption allegations that had tarnished his reputation. The explorers established a clearer connection between the documents they found and the supernatural apparitions witnessed in the mansion. They believed that the fleeting shadows represented the lonely spirit of Eliza Whitmore, while the figure dressed in white was the embodiment of her forbidden love. The piano music, in turn, was an expression of the melancholy and sadness that still lingered in the mansion. One of the theories developed by the explorers suggested that the Whitmore souls were trapped in the mansion due to the injustices they had suffered. Charles Whitmore's unjust imprisonment, Victoria's mysterious death, and Eliza's loneliness and sadness had left a supernatural mark on the house. They believed that the Whitmore souls continued to seek justice and peace. Based on the information they gathered, the explorers sought ways to address the unresolved issues of the tormented souls. They explored communication rituals and investigated methods of spiritual assistance, aiming to provide some form of closure for the spirits haunting the mansion. While developing their theories, the explorers meticulously documented their findings. They recorded videos, took detailed notes, and captured photographs to provide solid evidence of their investigation. Everything was being documented to share with the public and the paranormal community. The investigation at the Mansion of Secrets represented a profound journey for the explorers, who were deeply moved by the sadness and tragedy surrounding the house. They concluded that the mansion was imbued with energy and history, and that the quest for answers was a way to pay tribute to the memory of the Whitmores and bring peace to the tormented spirits. The explorers concluded their investigative journey and began the process of sharing their findings with the public. They prepared videos documenting the history of the mansion, the evidence collected, and the theories developed. Their goal was not only to clarify the mysteries of the mansion but also to share the stories and tormented souls that inhabited it. The conclusion of the investigation at the Mansion of Secrets left the explorers with a sense of respect for the history and the tormented souls that inhabited the house. They hoped that their discoveries could shed light on the mansion's dark past and perhaps help bring justice and peace to the haunting spirits. I hope you've enjoyed this incredible journey exploring the Mansion of Secrets with me. If you were as captivated as I was by the stories and mysteries we witnessed, be sure to leave your comments below. And to stay updated on our upcoming adventures, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you for being a part of this amazing journey.